What is your American dream?
My American dream is to be great.
My American dream is to be a singer.
My American dream is to own a company.
My American dream is to be able to say whatever I want to say.
My American dream is to become a famous rapper.
My American dream is world peace.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! Okay, so I'm looking for stories for Schmoozing with Brad, part of my duties as the intern of Brad Show Live. Oh my goodness! What is this? Oh, I'm so excited! People who buy a New York City Metro card from certain stations can win a free trip to Hawaii! Oh my goodness, I know about the subway. I took the subway once. I'm on the subway, holding on for dear life. It's quite bumpy. It's fascinating how people travel. Hold on, we're at a stop. Woo. I can get myself a Metro card. If I win, I could take Brad on a really great trip to Hawaii so I could thank him for everything he's done for me. He's changed my whole life. Ooh, well, I gotta get this done. Let me see, what are the stations? Fulton Street, Fulton Street, Fulton Street. That's right by us, Fulton Street. Let me get my pretzels and we're on our way. We're gonna go buy a ticket. So it turns out that there are a bunch of blue tickets in the machines at those stations. So if I get a blue ticket, it means that I'm eligible to win a trip to Hawaii for me and Brad. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm gonna go right now. I don't care about finding any more news stories. This is it. I'm going. Bye-bye. There it is. Fulton Street subway station. I'm gonna go get a blue Metro card and win a trip to Hawaii for me and Brad. Eee! Okay. All right. This is where the bills go. Here we go. Hey. It's not taking this. Oh, wait. It's saying bills? It won't take pretzels? Well, that's how I get paid. Okay, this is a conundrum, but Groundhog Sam can figure it out. Maybe I can barter with somebody. Pretzels, who would like pretzels? A whole bag of pretzels with one missing for $10. Pretzels, $10 for almost a full bag of pretzels. It's a bargain.
Pretzels, well, $10 does seem a bit much, but I'm a huge fan, so I think I'll take it.
Really? Oh, thank you, kind lady. Thank you. Here you go.
Thank you.
Oh, I can't believe that lovely woman gave me my $10 for the pretzels. Okay, here we go. Okay, I can do this. Start. Well, English. Hey, could have been a crisper bill, but I'll do. It did it. Blue Metro card, everyone. Gotta go tell him. It's time to play the game and see if we win the trip to Hawaii.
What?
I have the most exciting news!
What?
Oh, geez, your desk is a mess. But that's not important now. We'll talk about that later. Brad, I want us a trip to Hawaii. I got a blue Metro card. I wanted to take you on a trip because you've been so good to me. And guess what?
What?
MTA is having a contest. If you get a blue Metro card, you're eligible for a trip to Hawaii. And guess who got a blue Metro card?
Who got?
Me.
That's amazing, Sam. We can go. We can take the whole crew to Hawaii. We're going to do a show from Hawaii.
Oh, excellent.
Can you imagine? We're going to be on the beach in Maui. Let me see the card. That's
Here
amazing.
you go. It's so exciting. Oh, I did this a good job.
Wait,
What?
Sam.
What?
This is yellow.
It's blue.
Yellow.
Blue.
Sam, you won nothing. You got everyone excited for no reason. Are you colorblind?
Well, I might be. I mean, I'm a groundhog and everything.
Are
I guess.
groundhog colorblind? I have no idea.
Well, some say we are, and some say our eyes are just not what human eyes are.
This is yellow. Don't stop getting the whole.
I thought it was blue.
Stop getting the whole crew excited.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Brad.
Okay.
I'm so disappointed.
If you want to do a really good thing for me, why don't you just recap the show from yesterday?
Oh, okay. I could do that.
Yes,
Sure
please.
thing.
Thank you.
Oh, man. I forgot that I might be colorblind. I really thought it was all blue. Instead, it's yellow. Bummer. Anyway, did you miss yesterday's episode of Brad Show Live? Well, in case you did, Brad ended up talking to Brian McCormick, who's the executive director of the Columbia County Sanctuary Movement in upstate New York. He was in a video that went viral when he was accompanying two undocumented immigrants to traffic court and ICE tried to arrest them. But Brian didn't let them because he saw that a judge had not signed the warrant and it was really just bogus. So yay, to buy pretzels from me so I could buy more Metro cards and see if I could get a blue one.
Welcome, everybody. Wednesday, April 24th. That means it's hump day. Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias out of his sick bed.
I am here. Woo.
Out of detention in the
Yes.
social media room.
Thank God.
And then I heard you got Belgium's Kim sick.
I didn't.
Well, who did? Somebody.
Maybe karma for kicking me out of the studio
Yes.
for being sick.
Maybe, because because she said to me yesterday on the show, I'm sure you were watching.
I saw that.
It was going to be bad karma for me.
She said one of you two.
It was a
because you both
reverse
were in-
bad karma. Because, it's like one of those whoever smelt it dealt it type of things.
See,
Right.
shouldn't have said
She shouldn't have said it. So welcome, everybody. It is hump day. And we have to say hello to Dion Watson, Dion Reed. And Willie L. Williams says, get your freak on, it's hump day.
Hey.
Carol Anderson, the Tiger, Lavandi Tucker, Jessica Leamy Joeli. We learned a little bit about her.
Yes, yesterday.
Yes, and her
Right.
twins.
Yeah, I didn't know she had twins.
I didn't know either
Yeah,
until yesterday.
awesome.
Lavon D. Tucker, how are you? And who else we have here? Dawn Harriet. Everybody. Tamika Nelson. Boy, it's the same people. Jasmine McDonald. Kadisha Rookwood says it's my first time watching. Welcome, Kadisha.
Hey,
Welcome.
Kadisha.
Hopefully it will not be your last time watching.
Uh-oh.
Hopefully you watch the whole show
Yes.
before you decide it would be your last time
Yes,
watching, right?
yes,
We
yes.
wanted to watch every day, right?
Especially since today is pretty different from our regular days
Yes.
as well.
Yeah, I don't want her to think we're like naughty like this.
Yeah,
every
you should
day.
let her know.
Yes, this is just on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right. Lolitha Platt, how are you? Marge Higgs. We're going to learn about Marge, I think, today.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
Jasmine McDonald and Cordella Douglas all saying hello on Facebook and on YouTube. Back it up, Ricky says, good evening, everybody. Marcine Frazier, Ja Love, Audrey Miller, Elise Kodo says, hello, everybody. Elise Kodo says, where can I say my question? Exactly where you're saying it. Exactly where you're saying it, that's where you say it.
Yes.
And Overcoming saying hello as well on Facebook. Thale says, hello, Brad Squad. Happy hump day. Kai has no idea it's hump day today, just is asking immigration questions. We're going to get to you, Kai, in a little bit. And Marcine Frazier says, poor Sam, can't even see. Anita Martinez says, hola, amigos. Also doesn't know, but maybe she knows it's hump day because she's being more friendly, right?
Right.
It's possible, but she also has an immigration question, which we're going to answer in a little bit. And Mohammed Takara says, hello, my beautiful people.
Hey,
All
I
right.
like that.
And with that, I do have to tell everybody, I'm on a diet. You wouldn't know it, although you did stop me today, so thank you.
Yeah.
You were a very good coach today.
Thank you.
We're doing something for those who are first time watching. We're doing the Brad Challenge. Myself and many of the people who are part of the Brad Squad are taking part in what's wrong? That's fine, Jonathan, don't worry. That's fine, thank you. Many people are taking part, and I am 178.2 pounds. Many people are taking part in this. I had a problem over the weekend because it was Easter and Passover. Everybody kept saying, hey, Brad, just try this. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. But they had the weight wrong. I'm not 178.2 pounds. I'm 177.2 pounds. Because if you went by yesterday, I was 178 yesterday. So Party
Really?
Rock has me up 0.2 pounds.
Okay, so you're losing.
I'm losing. It's 177.2, not 178.2.
See, those little jelly beans that I stopped you from eating today
That is very true.
would have messed that up for you.
I walked into the social media room, and I'm starving, trying to get to my 10%. Starving, literally. And every time I walk into the social media room, Kim has a huge bowl of jelly beans on her desk. So I keep looking at it every day. And today I said, you know what? I'm just going to have 2 or 3. And I stuck my hand in the bowl like this when nobody was looking. And Yonathan was like staring at the computer screen. And all of a sudden, like something, like a sixth sense went off in Yonathan's head.
Looked up.
He looked up and he said, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
I said, "I'm just taking 2 or 3 jelly." Right? True, right?
Yeah, this is.
And you said, "You can't have that." Brad challenge.
Yeah.
And you know what I did? I went like
You
this with the
threw
jelly
it.
beans, and I threw it right at Jonathan, and I walked right out of the room.
You know what and the funny thing is, I never come here early. Today I got here early.
Yes.
This is making me think that I might have to start coming in early to make sure that you're following your rules.
I think so. I think I need
might
a
have
coach.
to be a coach. Yeah.
I need a coach. Jonathan's like, maybe I could get a raise.
Hi, DC.
And so I'm 177.2. I'm almost back to my pre-Easter weight. I only have 15 more pounds to go.
You got this, man.
And
you
meanwhile, Yonathan, you want to learn a little bit about Marge Higgs,
Absolutely.
a.k.a. Glamour,
Yes.
in something we like to call Let's Get to Know the Brad Squad. That's right. So, you know what Glamour's real name is?
Marge Higgs.
It's not Marge Higgs. It's Marjorie.
Marjorie.
Yes, Marjorie, and she's from Jamaica. She loves children and the elderly. She just doesn't like people in the middle like us. She does love children and the elderly. She is a trained teacher, a social worker, a paralegal, and a licensed EKG and phlebotomy specialist.
Wow.
Also known as a Jamaican vampire.
Yeah.
She is also a patient care technician. She has diplomas in business management and cosmetology.
Wow.
She can check my cholesterol and put mascara on me at the same exact time.
Come on, queen.
She loves to dance and she can hold a good note while singing.
Okay.
She has 3 beautiful glam kids, Lamar, Nakria, and Chasen. I hope I pronounced their names right. And she wants to give a special shout out to Lamar, who was a first former at St. George's College, where he was the recipient of 7 academic awards.
Yeah.
Grandma
doing that job.
Being a good mom there, right? Right?
Yeah.
Kids are doing well.
I love that.
She has her children Lamar and Chantel, but she has raised many. Oh, so Lamar, Nakria, and Chasen are not her children. These are some of the people that she has helped raise. It's her grandchildren, but she also has 2 children by the name of Lamar and Chantel. And she has hobbies, including reading, studying, and watching Bradshaw Live.
Yes.
And she says, and I'm quoting Glamour now, there's a quote, a Glamour quote. It says, "I learned about Brad when I used to listen to another station years ago. I followed him when he left, and I've been an ardent supporter ever since." Well,
I love
thank
that.
you. I like to get to know a little bit about Glamour.
I like this little segment.
Yeah, I like it too. So,
Yeah.
Yonathan, while I stretch and get ready for schmoozing and some hump day news, why don't you tell everybody what they need to do?
Absolutely. All right, everybody on Facebook, let's do what we did yesterday. The shares were crazy, and I loved seeing that. So everybody right now, if you're watching on Facebook, I want you to press that little arrow and share. Share it to anybody's page. You can share it to groups, but most importantly, let's try sharing it in inboxes, all right? So share it as a private message. You can make a group in private messaging as well and just send a blast. Also, if you guys know how to start a watch party, you guys make sure you do that, because you can have all of your followers watch it with you and then come back and comment in the main section. So that goes into commenting. Make sure the interaction is there. We love to hear what you guys have to say. We love to see what you're feeling. If you like, love, laugh, wow face, sad face, mad face, whatever you're feeling when we're talking, I want you guys to show that. So also tell us what you feel in the comments, all right? You could also put your social media questions in there as well for the new viewers who don't know how to send in their messages through the comment section. Just comment it right there. And now for YouTube, you guys have to share as well, of course, okay? So there's a little arrow as well, and also a copy link where you can copy the link and send it to any social media platform. But most importantly, at least for YouTube, what we want you guys to do is send it in a WhatsApp. So you can send in a text blast if you want, but WhatsApp, group me, let's send it like that. You make a group. It's easy. Just make a group of people that you think might be entertained from this show or learn something, might need some kind of information. Just put this link in there for them, all right? And now everybody who's watching on YouTube, I want you guys to put a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe, all right? To subscribe and press that notification so you can find out anytime we come up, because you never know, we might start doing pop-ups. We might. You don't know.
It's possible.
It's possible.
As a matter of fact, I think we're gonna do it just to screw with the people who don't subscribe.
There you
How's
go.
that?
So you have to subscribe in order to find out when we do pop-ups, and pop-ups are always fun as well. All right, and now for our next segment, we're going to Schmoozing with Brad.
I think we're also gonna go schmoozing with Brad as well, Yonathan.
Look, I tried.
You tried. You tried very hard. So, meanwhile, President Trump has been very busy today doing what he does best, tweeting. And his tweet today is a threat to close the southern border again. He likes to make this threat at least once a week when he feels his poll numbers are going down.
Yes.
As soon as poll numbers start going down, threats of closing the southern border go up. It seems to make people like him.
Really?
Yes, I don't know why. Maybe people who don't like immigrants, people who don't like brown-skinned people, people who don't like people who speak like them or look like them.
There's a lot of racist people out here.
People who don't understand how it would affect the economy, they could care less. That they would probably, when they close the border, that they would lose their jobs.
Right.
Because there would be a recession. It doesn't really matter.
Right.
He says there's a very big caravan of over 20,000 people. I find it very hard to believe that that the amount of people that could fit into Madison Square Garden are all driving behind each other. 20,000 people driving behind each other. Okay, he's just making numbers up, right? Can you imagine the traffic jams in Mexico of 20,000 people driving behind each other? It's a caravan of 20,000 people.
What?
20,000 people. They're coming up in Mexico, 20,000 of them. And he says Mexico must apprehend the remainder or will be forced to close that section of the border. Trump also blasted Mexico's response, tweeting, Mexico soldiers recently pulled guns on our National Guard, probably as a diversionary tactic for drug smugglers. Better not happen again. We are now sending armed soldiers to the border. What more could I say? The whole thing is just stupid. The whole thing is just really, really stupid. Meanwhile, Trump met with Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey today. About his follower count. Yesterday, he was very concerned that his followers are going down. He feels Twitter has something against Republicans and conservatives.
Really?
So he summoned the CEO of Twitter to hit the White House to have a discussion why not as many people are following Donald Trump anymore. And it turns out that his followers have gone down because a lot of them were bots, perhaps Russian bots. That's what Jack Dorsey's rationale was, is that Twitter was cleaning up bots, fake accounts, and there seems to be a lot of fake accounts that follow Donald Trump. And he says, no, nobody fake follows me. It's all real people. I think he's a little upset also because he's losing. He's not winning, he's losing to former President Obama, who has 106 million people who follow him on Twitter versus Donald Trump's 59 million people. Yes.
You know, okay. But why are you, a president, worried about how many followers you have on social media? Like a teenage girl.
Exactly.
Like, what?
Exactly.
That's what's blowing my mind.
Now, what we didn't hear from is President Obama.
Okay.
Former President Obama. He lost 2 million followers on Twitter in the last few days. Also because from bots.
Yeah.
Compared to only 200,000 from Donald Trump. But he summoned Jack Dorsey to say, you have it out for conservatives. After the meeting, Trump tweeted, lots of subjects discussed regarding their platform and the world of social media in general. Look forward to keeping an open dialogue. Dorsey replied, thank you for your time. Twitter is here to serve the entire public conversation. We intend to make it healthier and more civil. Thanks for the discussion about that.
It's disgusting.
I would hope you would make it more civil.
That's crazy.
Meanwhile, more than 5,000 Twitter bots who criticized what they called the Russian Gate hoax following the release of the Mueller report They have been discovered and taken down by Twitter. NBC News reports that a network of bots that had at one time pushed pro-Saudi Arabian messages sent out these messages following the release of Mueller's investigations. NBC noted that it wasn't clear whether the accounts had any connections to the Saudi Arabia government or the Russian government, but they did take down those bots. Do you know, it also came out, I don't think we have it here in the news, I just wanted to discuss because it's related to this, is that former Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristen Nielsen, who was a very bad head of Department of Homeland Security, was very anti-immigrant. But her number one thing was not necessarily immigration. It came out in the New York Times yesterday that her number one thing was protecting the homeland, the United States of America, from Russian interference in the 2020 election. And she feels that the Russians are going to interfere. The head of the Department of Homeland Security at the time felt that the Russians were going to interfere with the election in 2020 even more than what they did in 2016. And when she wanted to convene a cabinet level meeting with the president and have a discussion about coordinating each of the departments within the government, whether it's the FBI, the CIA, the Department of Justice, the Department of State, Department of Treasury, coordinating so that way we can protect our election in 2020 and have a fair election. Mike Mulvaney, who is the right-hand man to Donald Trump, told her Donald Trump doesn't want to hear about any Russian interference and would not even set up a meeting.
Wow.
Which many believe now is why she is no longer the head of the Department of Homeland Security.
I mean, it makes sense.
It wasn't immigration related, it was Russia that she wanted. She felt that the Russians were going to interfere in the election, and nobody's talking about it, and there's a lot of evidence that it's going to happen, and Trump doesn't want to know anything about it.
Right.
Meanwhile, the Supreme Court is poised, at least according to news reports. I didn't see the arguments. I have no idea what's going through the heads of the Supreme Court justices. But the Supreme Court, according to at least news reports, is poised to find in favor of the Trump administration over the objections of civil liberties groups on the question of whether or not the census can have the question of, are you a U.S. citizen? Now, we've talked about this for several different shows already, about how it would make Republican states have more population as a percentage of the population than Democratic-leaning states. Minorities, people who are new citizens, people who are green card holders were never going to be counted. They're going to be scared, perhaps, to fill out that questionnaire.
Right.
The Constitution requires a census every 10 years, and the Constitution says we are going to count every person. And based on the number of people living in America, they will determine how each state gets their funding from the government. They're going to determine the Electoral College and how many congressmen from each state go to Washington. So if Democratic states are undercounted, because those are going to be the states would have more minorities, more new immigrants to America, it's going to favor the Republicans, which is why they did it.
Right.
Now, the Constitution, in plain language, does not say we're going to count U.S. citizens. It says we're going to count people.
Right.
Okay. It doesn't say we're going to count U.S. citizens. We're going to count people. So for 200 and whatever years the United States has been around, 230, 240 years, whatever it is, every 10 years they count people. Except this year, they're now going to count citizens.
And who's in charge of?
Donald Trump.
He has that power of doing that.
Well, that's why they're being sued
right.
by civil liberties groups, because they said Donald Trump usurped his power. He can't say that. That could only be done by an act of Congress or by actually literally changing the Constitution.
I don't understand how he gets away with all this stuff.
Well, because he has a lot of conservative judges on the court. We talked about it a little yesterday also, that New York is going to be the first state in the United States of America to prevent ICE from going into any courthouse, whether it's a criminal courthouse or a civil courthouse for a divorce or a personal injury case, from arresting people that they have warrants out for. Now, the only time that ICE would be able to go into a courthouse and arrest somebody that they have a warrant out for is when it's a warrant from a federal judge, but not from a ICE warrant, not from an immigration judge. They will have to wait for that defendant or that litigant to walk out of court and be outside of the grounds of the courthouse. Now, if the litigant or that defendant is smart, they'll get inside of a car before they leave the grounds of the courthouse.
I was about to say, so how would that happen?
They can't. New York State's not going to allow them to legally do it.
I know, but like once they walk out, they could get them.
But you're on the grounds of the courthouse until you leave the grounds of the courthouse.
Oh, so like the sidewalk is still basically.
Well, I don't know if the sidewalk, but I don't know where the demarcation mark is. But each courthouse is different.
That out.
We're going to find out pretty soon.
Yeah.
But we also learned yesterday, if you watched the show yesterday, that ICE can't pull you out of a car.
Oh.
Unless you have
have
a federal warrant.
Yeah.
So now the courthouse apprehensions are now off limits. ICE can still make arrests near the courthouse once you leave the grounds, but they can't do it on courthouse grounds. A bill pending in the state legislature would also prohibit ICE arrests surrounding court buildings as well. An immigrant defense project report in January documented at least 1,700% increase in ICE arrests inside or near New York courthouses since 2016. The spike in courthouse arrests mirrors an expansion of immigration enforcement priorities under President Donald J. Trump. And of course, we learned from Groundhog Sam, go buy those Metro cards, people.
Right.
And if you win, please take us to Hawaii.
So that's a real thing
It's a real thing. Starting Tuesday, April 23rd to Tuesday, April 30th, a select group of Metro card vending machines will be stocked with 250,000 Hawaii-themed cards that feature a special code on the back. That code can be entered online and grants entry into a giveaway for a free trip to Hawaii. 8 subway stations are participating, so you have to get the card, go online and enter.
I think that's BS.
I think what's going to happen is de Blasio's wife's going to end up winning the trip, right? I have no idea. How did I win?
I think it's BS because one, I just found out that they raised the fare. So
that is true.
I just found out actually 2 days ago when I got back.
They raised the fare.
So
and they're making New York City the most expensive city to live in. We're still waiting for them below 60th Street. They're supposed to charge cars to enter into the congestion zones below 60th Street. That's going to go into effect next year.
How?
To reduce, they're going to put Easy Pass tolls.
What?
So as soon as you cross over from north of 60th Street, or you cross over any bridge into Manhattan, unless that bridge takes you right onto the FDR Drive and you pass around 60th Street or below 60th Street, and anyone who knows Manhattan understands what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if anybody else does. They're going to charge. We don't know the amount they're going to charge for the cars to come in, and they're going to use that money to offset Metro fare increases and to modernize the subway so we don't have all these delays. So cars are going to be charged.
That's what they say. Until I see it happen.
So you know what's going to happen is
Uber and all that's going to be more expensive as well.
Uber's going to be more. Everything is going to be more expensive. But ultimately, it just gets passed on to the consumer anyway. So it's actually a regressive tax as far as I'm concerned, because if you you make it more costly to come to your business, you're just going to raise, or for the employer to come to your business, all you're going to do is raise your fees, raise your expenses, raise your prices. It causes inflation. Yeah. So who does that ultimately affect? The poor and middle class more.
Right.
It's a regressive tax as far as, you don't realize it, but it's going to be.
Sad.
I don't know. I already dropped the card. So we're going to get to now something we like to call Hump Day News, Yonathan. You ready for Hump Day? Are you ready for Hump Day?
I'm going to have to be, since Kim don't want to be here today.
Yeah, well, you know,
and me.
It's rough, 2 men for Hump Day, right?
And I hear
it's a little rough.
I hear it's pretty intense.
All right, so for those who don't like to have more than a PG-13 Bradshaw Live, turn off your television or your phone.
Yes.
All right.
For a good...
For at least 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Period.
I'm reading this for the first time, by the way.
Yeah, I'm hearing it for the first time.
Okay, so we're going to learn it together, Yonathan. You ready?
Yeah.
This is all the Hump Day news that's fit to print this week. Foot fetish fans, Yonathan. You into foot fetishes?
Actually, yeah.
You like the feet.
Yeah, I like
You're
the
into
feet. Nice feet.
Nice feet.
Mm-hmm.
I never met a man who doesn't like a woman in a high heel, right?
High heels, just very sexy.
Very sexy,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Woman in a high heel is sexy.
Yes. It. The way they walk, just the way the body looks in a high heel.
Right, you like a nice pantyhose,
Yeah.
or you like just like a nice smooth skin?
I guess smooth skin. I mean,
Smooth
because
skin?
pantyhose, it kind of reminds me of the 80s.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you would be interested in this, Jonathan. Tell me if you would be interested in something like this. So, foot fetish fans can now buy a silicone foot. Okay, here's your silicone foot.
Wait, what?
Okay, yes, but it has a built-in vagina
I
to
can't.
stimulate foot sex.
I can't.
I don't understand how a vagina ended up in an ankle,
Right.
Jonathan. Jonathan, there's a vagina in this person's ankle. I don't know if that's a turn on or not.
That's not.
But the sex
That's
toy company
weird.
Silicon Wives, they launched the silicone sex robot foot with a built-in vagina. They explained, this is the explanation, Jonathan. That looks so gross. That looks like an alien.
It looks like pig feet.
That looks, by the way, you know what that looks like? Like, I'm going to have sex with an alien right
Yeah,
now. Because
yeah.
only an alien would have a vagina in their ankle.
Right.
Right? This is how they explain it. The realistic silicone feet with vaginas are perfect for the feet lover out there that still wants a traditional sex toy experience. The product is handcrafted with premium medical grade silicone to provide an ultra realistic sex experience. The feet are highly detailed, so I guess you get turned on by the foot, and then you got the vagina right there too.
It's crazy.
The feet are just 9 inches long, Jonathan. Fine for me. I don't know if it's for you, but that would be fine for me. I don't need anything bigger than that.
Yo.
All right.
Your eyes getting hot in here.
Yeah, but it's because they don't shut the air, they don't turn the air conditioner on when we do update news. They want to make us sweat. I swear to God, Jill shuts the air conditioner off in here during update news. It's amazing. I really believe that. All right, so meanwhile, an assisted living facility hired a male dancer to serve dinner to the seniors. All right, the Milton Lodge Retirement Home in Colchester, England. Of course, it's always Colchester, England, right? It's not always Colchester, England, but always England. They're making waves for their unique program called the Sparkle Initiative. The staff of an assisted living facility raises money to grant residents various wishes. So for weeks, Joan Corp always responded that she wanted a man every time the staff of their retirement home asked her what her wish is. And there she is. There she is. She wanted a man. Yes, it was an elderly woman. She was in a wheelchair. And she was 89 years old. And all she wanted was a male stripper.
Yes, look at that.
There she is. And if Belgium Kim was here, she would go. What she always say? Not go, girl. She would.
Yes, queen.
Yes, queen. Queen. Right. So the 89-year-old Joan officially.
Yes, queen.
Yes, the 89-year-old Joan officially asked the Milton Lodge Retirement Home to invite a group of male exotic dancers. So she says we had a chat here, and everyone was really keen to support it. We had a look online and found a company called Hunks and Trunks. And the Hunks and Trunks is a world-renowned butler and chef company with catering services served by handsome nude and almost nude men. The nude butler served the lovely ladies of Milton Lodge with a 3-course dinner, which Joan and the other residents thoroughly enjoyed. The night went on with some harmless flirting, delicious food, relaxing back massages. They served hot dogs.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad at that
Look
either.
at her.
Look at that. They enjoyed themselves.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like that.
Yes, I like that too.
You are never too old to enjoy you a nice whatever you like.
As Willie L. Williams says, they old, but they not dead.
Okay?
That's right.
That's facts. I like that.
Yeah, so now for $150, Jonathan, here's the next Hump Day story. For $150, you can purchase your very own Baby Pod, which is a small speaker that could be plugged into any music playing device of your choice and inserted into the vagina to gently play your favorite tunes in your womb. This is not so much a Hump Day thing. I think this is to play music for the this is music for the child, for the unborn child. So this is, I guess, after you hump is what I'm being told.
This is
Okay, this is after the Hump Day. The Spanish company says on its website that music, language, and communication stimulation centers induces a response of vocal movements. Babies learn to talk, sticking out their tongues. With Baby Pod, babies begin to vocalize.
Whatever happened to just putting the speaker on your stomach or just singing to the baby?
Why can't the baby hear through the stomach, right?
Yeah, I could never see my mother putting anything like that.
Yeah, you know what? And maybe you'll hurt the baby by sticking the speaker in there.
Well, you know.
Wouldn't you feel really bad all of a sudden you put the speaker up your vagina and then all of a sudden you have a
how
miscarriage?
far up does it go?
I don't know, but I would be terrified. I would get a miscarriage or something.
Yeah, I want to know who's getting that.
Yeah. Well, Jill says if penis can go in there, a speaker can too. Yeah, but the penis isn't vibrating, Jill.
Yeah, right.
So
putting all electricity up in there and stuff.
All right. Meanwhile, a bearded lady, Yonathan, you like bearded ladies?
No.
But you like feet?
Yes.
Okay. A bearded lady who feared she might be single forever ended up getting married in a Christian Satanist wedding.
Oh, what?
Yes. And so apparently there's a lid for every pot, Yonathan.
Oh.
And this 36-year-old little bear is a bearded Christian classical singer with a penchant for polyamorous relationships. The 45-year-old Tobias Braddock is a polyamorous former Navy mechanic and Satanist. Ooh.
Oh, gosh.
Ooh. Last month, the couple tied the knot near Little Bear's home in Tacoma, Washington in February 2019, an interfaith Christian Satanist ceremony in which their marriage was blessed by a church pastor and a member of the Satanic Temple.
What?
I know you don't like Satan. Who likes Satan? Why would you belong to a temple where you're worshiping Satan?
I don't even like saying it or hearing it around me.
Little Bear suffered with a polycystic ovary syndrome since she was 14, which is a condition affecting fertility, often causes weight gain and excessive body hair.
He do not look of this earth.
Yeah, well, he looks like he goes to the Satan.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Little Bear.
She found
love. They found the pot, right?
Listen, how are you a Christian though, and like you marry a Satanist?
I don't know.
That's kind of different.
Yeah, she said after shaving her beard since she was 14, she began to embrace her body, her beard, and all in 2000.
There you go. Love yourself.
That's
yourself. She actually looks like somebody I know, a girl I know, but she doesn't have a
she doesn't have a beard.
No.
Right. Her beard's bigger than yours, Jonathan.
It is.
Yes. I mean, I don't want to be mean. I'm just pointing out something.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes. Yeah. Meanwhile, an I Love My Dog shirt came out recently. It's a creative retailer. She has a super cute shirt available to shout your dog obsession to the world. The problem is it looks like a big penis. The I Love My Dog Facebook page revealed a new t-shirt being sold by the Family Store. Apparently they have several styles and colors to choose from. It's $20. Users were obviously quick to point out the resemblance. They didn't realize that it looked like a penis until they started selling it. Allison Nagy said, I couldn't unsee the penis. It took me 5 minutes to see a dog. Let's see that picture again.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I don't see a dog. I'm just looking at this big circumcised penis, right? Casey Loftus says, I've seen this 45 times and still only see someone give it a dick.
A good boy pat. Yeah. That's exactly what it looks like. Not a good boy pat.
Ashley Sharpton said, I've been staring at this for 7 minutes and I still don't see a dog. And Michael Grosheim with the hilarious says, is that a Cocker Spaniel?
That sounds like a Jeff Bozzi joke right there.
That is. So, what do you see? You see a penis or a dog? Let's take a look.
Yeah, I definitely see a penis.
Can we get a little closer? Let's get a little closer to this penis dog. I don't see a dog. Do you see a dog anywhere
I mean, you have to look. The eye is closed and the mouth.
I don't see any
Look,
dog.
the eye is closed to the right.
I just see this woman's wearing a hand job. Yeah. That's what I'm seeing, right?
Yeah. And they sold that at Family Stores? Whew.
Yeah, wow. Meanwhile, Canadian police are urging residents to report any penis graffiti that they may see, Yonathan.
Oh, okay.
Orangeville police want to search for penis graffitists who's been vandalizing local residents' vehicles all over town with pictures of penises. Jamie Lee Watson on Facebook posted an image of a penis she said had been keyed into the hood of her vehicle left parked overnight on Parkinson Crescent Street. Although she requested nearby residents to private message her with any acts of vandalism, Orangeville police officer Scott Davis said he wishes the incident had been reported. Davis says there could be other victims out there. We'd like to have the opportunity to gather all the information available in hopes of solving this crime. Jonathan, would you report the penis graffitis to the police, or
Hell
would you
yeah.
say that's hilarious that he's painting penises all over somebody's car?
No, it's not hilarious.
I don't find it hilarious at all.
It's stupid and
It
it's
is
immature.
stupid. Yeah, I agree. In New York, a 4-story painting of a penis on a Manhattan apartment building was painted over after it piqued the curiosity of New Yorkers. And surprisingly similar lines in Peru. There was a penis drawing that can be seen from space above Australia.
What?
Yes, apparently there is.
It's a big penis.
And apparently penis is the
God.
theme of the day here, Jonathan. They knew Belgium Kid was going to be sick. They knew she was going to be sick. It's the theme of the day. And experts are now warning that penis enlargement surgery can disfigure. They have warned of the dangers of penis enlargement, which they say is linked to an epidemic of problems and can even disfigure the penis. In particular, the experts have advised against men having a procedure that involves injecting a jelly-like substance. That's not what into the skin.
Hell no.
Yeah. Dr. Alex Wangadapi, chief executive of Caving General Hospital, explained that the jelly only causes skin tissue to swell. He says he's treated 2 men following this risky treatment and know at least 5 other cases. Can you just do me a favor? Just let me cancel tomorrow's doctor's appointment. It has nothing to do with this, folks.
Okay, I was about to say.
Just remind me to cancel tomorrow's doctor's appointment that I made.
Right, I'm about to say.
Yeah, because because I could fit into the foot, so I don't have nothing to do with this whatsoever. But just remind me after the show, cancel the doctor's appointment.
Yes, I got
you. Cancel it.
I got you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cancel it for you.
Yes. And finally, Jonathan.
Yes.
This is some good news for us.
All right.
Pairing THC, that is with libido enhancers, is bringing sexy back. The exploding cannabis market is trying to close with researchers have dubbed as the orgasm gap. They're trying to close the orgasm gap with massage oils and lubes containing THC and what is CBD? I don't know what that is. Researchers say cannabis could make it easier for women to climax during sex, acting like a Viagra for the clitoris. Anna Lee, co-founder of sex tech company Lioness, tried out Fora's weed lube along with her company's smart vibrator.
Weed lube.
CBD is cannabis oil. Yes. A toy that records biofeedback such as muscle contraction. She found that the THC-infused product, her orgasm lasted 3 minutes, 9 times longer than the average when she did without it. So, Jonathan, if you feel you're not going to be able to perform to your utmost in any given night, and you want your woman to feel it all the way, just close the orgasm gap and get some THC and CBD, Jonathan.
I don't see how that's okay.
You don't see how that's okay.
Nah.
I know from, I don't smoke, but I know from friends who have told me they smoke, they say it makes sex better.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I don't
everyone's
smoke
more
like
relaxed.
that, so.
But I don't have no idea. Because I don't smoke. I'm just telling you what
I don't
I've heard.
either. So I don't know.
Yeah, you don't smoke, right?
Nah.
No.
I drink.
So do I.
We do that.
Right, I drink a lot.
We do love some 1492.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Right. When I get older, my lungs will be fine, but my liver's going to be shot. Yep. It says here that generally a topical lube doesn't get you high, but researchers are looking for ways to make sex more psychotropic. Vape company Dosit's line of experience-targeted pens include Passion and Arouse. Edibles maker 1906 offers High Love chocolates. So you can have all of these things. I think really what all of this does is because orgasm is all about, it's psychological. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's physical. I don't want to say it's never physical.
Right.
I mean, not that I'm a sex expert.
Right.
A lot of it is psychological.
Yeah.
So all this does is just relax you.
Yeah.
So it stops making you think, and I guess you just get more into the moment.
That makes sense.
Right? So that's what I think is happening there.
Yeah.
All right, Jonathan, that's the end of Hump Day news for the day.
Woo!
It wasn't that bad.
We made it.
Wasn't that bad.
Yes.
Wasn't that bad. It was more sex than funny today, but we still made through it, right?
Yes, we did.
All right, so why don't you tell everybody what they need to do right now while I get ready to answer some immigration questions.
Yeah.
Come back to Earth, and we're going to start answering some immigration questions.
Absolutely. All right, everybody, like I just told you a little bit before Hump Day and schmoozing, you guys have to share on Facebook. Right now, we're doing all right on Facebook. Actually, not too well. We're only about 50-something shares. I need you guys to double that right now while we're watching as you hear me speak. At this moment, share, share, share. All you have to do is press that little arrow and share it to anybody's page, share it to a private message, or you can share it to a group, any group that you think might benefit from all of the information that we're going to give today. Also, interaction. We love to hear what you guys have to say. It was a lot that we did want to hear from you guys because we didn't want to just talk about Hump Day with Brad and I. So thank you guys so much for interacting and letting us know what you felt about all the stories that we talked about. Like, love, laugh, sad face, wow face, mad face, whatever you're feeling, make sure you do that and show us your love, all right? Now for YouTube, please, you guys have to share as well. Copy the link, send it in a WhatsApp group or a text message blast, or you could actually send it directly to a social media platform. So we need you guys to do that right now. And everybody that's watching, about to see exactly how many I got right here, 89 people that are watching. Right now we only have 13 likes. How do we have 89 people watching? So press that thumbs up, all right? Thumbs up. And then also subscribe so you find out when we come on. Make sure you press that notification button, all right? And now for our next segment, we are going to the segment where you call in and Brad gives you answers with getting answers to your immigration questions.
I'm just laughing at Jessica Levy because everyone goes, "Where's Kim?" And Jessica Levy goes, "Kim is out humping."
Yeah, yes. She's always gone on hump day. Do you notice that?
Who knows? Who knows? All right, let's go to Ahmed in Richmond, Virginia. Ahmed. Ahmed? Ahmed? We have Ahmed? Hold on, Ahmed. We don't have Ahmed. Let's go to Kashu. We don't have anybody here. Kashu.
Hello.
How are you, Kashu?
Hello, hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
What's
I'm
going
good.
on?
I have a question.
Yes.
I came here a couple of years ago. I got my citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
My son, who just turned 17, got his like 2 weeks ago. Just turned 18, sorry. Got his like 2 weeks ago. Meanwhile, I was filing for him before he turns 18 years old. Is he still qualified for citizenship under me, or you have to file citizenship on his own?
He's going to have to file citizenship on his own. He's going to have to naturalize after 5 years of him having his green card. Unfortunately,
Okay.
he got his green card after he turned 18, so the law is very
No,
straightforward.
I got my citizenship before he turned 18.
When did he get his green card?
He got his green card like 2 weeks ago.
After he was 18.
Yes, after he was
right.
18.
So unfortunately, he's not a citizen because he has to have his green card and you have to be a citizen before 18.
Okay, all righty.
So he's
Thank you.
So 5 years from whenever he got his green card, he's going to naturalize.
All righty. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Okay.
All right, let's go. We lost Ahmed. Let's go to Cheryl in Eastham, Massachusetts. Cheryl.
Hello.
Hi, Cheryl.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
You have a question?
Hello?
I'm listening, Cheryl.
Okay.
Yeah, you called me. I didn't call you. It would be one thing if I called Cheryl.
Right.
Cheryl, I'm on the show.
Sounds like she was
Do you have
waiting
any
for you to say.
question? I'm waiting for you.
My question is, my child's father got deported last year,
Mm-hmm.
I think 2017, he got deported.
Why did you get deported?
Because it was a domestic dispute. He stabbed me.
He stabbed you?
And, yes.
Okay, so just out of curiosity, if the man stabbed you, why would you be calling about him? You've made up? You forgave him for stabbing you?
I'm going to be honest with you.
Tell me.
It's that we didn't made up, but we still have a communication because we have a child together.
Okay, so you have a child together, so you're just calling because he's the father of your child.
Yes, and
okay. Are you okay, by the way?
Yes, I am. Thank you,
good.
sir.
All right. And he went to jail for this?
Yes, he did. I think he did 3.5 years.
Okay, so he got deported as an aggravated felon and as somebody who committed domestic violence because you're an aggravated felon if you commit a crime of violence and you're sentenced to more than a year in jail. That would make you deportable. So even if he had a green card, he probably got deported as an aggravated felon. Is that what happened?
Could you please repeat the last sentence? My
I
daughter
said
just
he,
said
he
something.
I said he had a green card, I assume, right?
He did not.
Oh, he did not. So he was out of
No.
status. Okay.
He was out of status, and that's why they sent. I
Right.
think that's why they sent him home. My question is he able to come back to the U.S.?
Well, I don't want to say never, but
Yes.
at this point, I would say it is extraordinarily unlikely.
Okay.
Because he would need 3 waivers.
Okay.
1 waiver to re-enter after deportation, a second waiver because he lived out of status here, I assume, for more than a year. Because he was in jail for 3 years, so he was certainly out of status for those 3 years. So he has a
Yes.
10-year bar there. And he's an aggravated felon for committing a crime of violence in which the sentence was more than a year. And
Okay.
for people who are aggravated felons to come back, the waiver is almost, I don't want to say impossible, but it's such a high level to get a waiver approved that it's extraordinarily unlikely that that would happen.
Okay, I understand.
Right. So, as far as you're concerned, your child, you would have to bring your child. Where's he from?
From Jamaica.
Okay, so you would have to bring your child to Jamaica, but you also have to make sure, because once you bring your child to Jamaica to go visit him, if that's what you choose to do, you got to make sure that you get your child back. Because if
Okay.
you don't get your child back, U.S. courts can't do anything about it because the jurisdiction of the child would be in Jamaica at that point. So,
Okay.
so just be
Okay.
careful with that. That's all. But you would.
Thank you
would
very
have
much.
to
I
visit, You would
appreciate
have
it.
to visit him in Jamaica.
All righty, I
All right,
appreciate
okay.
that.
Let's go to Cindy in Sugar Hill, Georgia. Cindy.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I got in with a tourist visa 2016.
You got it,
I got
with
married
a
to my
tourist visa, you said?
tourist.
Where are you from, Cindy?
I'm Nigerian.
You're from Nigeria. Okay.
Yes.
You know who else is
So
from
I
Nigeria?
got my. I'm sorry?
You know who's from Nigeria?
No.
Yonathan's dad.
Yeah, my dad is from
Yonathan's
Nigeria.
dad is from Nigeria.
God.
Yeah, look how excited she
Right.
is now. She had
Come
no
on,
idea,
Cindy.
Jonathan.
My,
Look at
my
this, she's
dad,
screaming up and down now,
my
man.
dad is from Lagos,
That's
Yoruba.
right.
Oh my God, that's beautiful. You're from Lagos too, but I'm not from Lagos. I'm from Delta State. That's the south.
Oh, it's all love. It's all love.
Have you ever been to Nigeria?
No, but I'm planning on going
I would
next
like to
year.
go.
My dad is building a house. Let's all go.
Maybe we should go. I would love
I'm
to
going.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, so what's your question, Cindy?
Okay, yeah, so I got in with B1, B2 2016. I got married to my boyfriend 2018, July. We filed my adjustment of status September 2018 as well. Up till February, I didn't get I've not gotten my work permit till now, but my case was pushed to, how will I put it, a little updated to say, I'm ready to be scheduled for an interview. Yeah. Then March, I got pulled over by police. He said I didn't stop at the stop sign. Then he pulled me over. I didn't have a license. Then he got me arrested. I was in jail. I tried to pay my jail bond, my bond they gave me. It went through, but ICE put a hold on me for 48 hours. So they released me after 2 days. Yeah, and they served me
A notice to appear.
NTA,
Right.
notice to appear, yes. So they did that. It's supposed to be for the end of this month, but I've been putting my alien number in, and I'm not getting anything back to say I'm scheduled to be in court, but I will go to court, of course. My question is, I already have a pending adjustment of status.
You're going to need a good lawyer to go in, terminate and you got to get your removal hearing terminated, or at least calendared for another year from now until your adjustment goes through. But they're not even really what they're going to do. What they're going to do is when you go on your adjustment interview, they're just going to adjudicate the I-130 petition, because now the immigration judge is under. In the past, I would always say terminate, but now with Donald Trump, they've given immigration judges instructions never to terminate a deportation. All they're going to do is adjourn the case pending your adjustment interview. So what's going to happen is at your adjustment interview, they're going to interview you to prove it's a real marriage. Right.
Yeah.
You'll get the I-130 approved. They're going to deny the adjustment because you're in removal, and then you're going to have to go to a judge to readjust your status before a judge. It's unfortunate. Everything should work out fine as long as you're in a good marriage. It's just unfortunate. It's just a huge mess for you. and you're going to need a good attorney because it's as Marissa Tomei said in my favorite movie, My Cousin Vinny, it's procedure. Okay, so don't screw up the procedure. Okay, so hold on one second. All right, hold on one second.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Okay.
You know that movie, Yonathan?
Yep, My Cousin
They
Vinny.
never made a sequel. I thought they would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
It's
they
all
can't. They can't
procedure.
now. That's a
It's
classic.
a classic. It's all procedure, Vinny.
Yes.
All right, Stacy in Los Angeles.
Hello.
Hi, Stacy.
Hi. So my question is this: I'm a green card holder, and me and my husband got married in 2017, but we got arrested in March of this year, 2019. So we were both arrested, and but
Who
we
was
weren't
arrested?
charged.
You and your husband?
Yes.
Okay. Why were you
Because-
arrested?
Because of domestic
So
violence.
you both charged each other, and the police came and they said, "I don't know who to believe," and everyone got arrested.
Yes. So
Okay.
the
Where
police
this-
didn't know who to take.
Right. Exactly.
To
So they
jail.
take everybody.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
and this was in Los Angeles.
I'm from Los Angeles, but right where I got charged was in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay. Now, you have a green card?
Yes.
Okay. And when did you get your green card?
2013.
And what happened with your case?
Okay, so we were both in jail, and we went to the judge, and the judge said, okay, the DA is not going to charge any of you guys, so you're free to go. So I got released from jail, but then my husband was held on by ICE in jail, and he was in ICE custody for like 2 days after I was released, and then ICE released him, saying that, okay, you're deportable because you had overstayed on your visiting visa.
So he didn't have any status like you did?
No,
Right.
no.
And,
So
and
right
where's
now
he
I'm
now?
wait. He's out. They released him without him having to pay for bail. So they released him and say that, okay, you should wait for a court hearing.
Have
in
you
the
applied
mail.
for your citizenship?
Yes, I have, and I have been waiting.
For how
and
long?
I applied June 2018.
All right, so you're waiting almost 9-10 months now?
Yes,
It's time to do a mandamus because you got to become a citizen immediately to help your husband, because when he shows up to court and you're not a citizen, they're going to deport him.
Yes.
And don't think they're not doing this on purpose, because I bet you they are. So hold on one second, okay? That's really what you need to do. And if you're not sure what a mandamus is, stay tuned. In about 25 minutes, we're going to run something with me and Abadir about mandamus, okay? But hold on one second. all right?
What is it called?
It's called a mandamus. You sue the government to force them to do their job, which is make you a citizen in less than a year, or adjust your status in less than a year, whatever it may be. But watch, we're going to talk about it in a few minutes, okay? So hang in there, okay? But hold on one second. All right. Meanwhile, by the way, I saw Marcia Smelly about the caller before. She wants to know, why are these people driving without proper papers? And she's right. You shouldn't drive without a driver's license.
Right.
But sometimes, desperate people do desperate things.
Yeah.
Because the government's not giving you a driver's license. I believe that you shouldn't have a litmus test of you have to be a citizen or a green card holder to get a driver's license.
Right.
Because all you're doing is making the roads more dangerous.
Right. And making people break more laws.
Correct. Let's go to Ahmed in Richmond, Virginia. Ahmed.
Hello?
Ahmed.
Yes.
How are you?
Yes, sir. I'm good, thank you. I have like a pending case, VAWA case, from September 2015, and this is my second marriage. And I still didn't hear anything from the Vermont office.
Since when?
September 2015.
You filed a VAWA application in September of 2015. You haven't heard anything?
Yep. Yes.
How do you know your case is still pending? How do you know it wasn't denied?
We checked by online. We called the Congress member. He called them and they sent a letter. They said they still view it.
So how do you feel that the Congress person did? They helped you at all?
No, he just sent
exactly.
Send
okay,
email and yeah.
Right, they sent a letter and they say you got to wait. You go to immigration, they say you got to wait. You go to your congressman or your senator, they don't give a crap about you. You don't even vote for them. They just send a letter, and they have no pull with Department of Homeland Security whatsoever. If you've been waiting since 2015, I would say to you, your visa delay is a visa denied. Delay is a denial. It's what Trump is doing. Okay? If anybody needs to go to court and everybody, you have to understand something. Donald Trump and Donald Trump's administration has put into effect policies to delay people in getting green cards that rightfully should have gotten green cards a long time ago. They are purposely delaying legal immigration. Legal, on the books immigration. Things that you're entitled to. They're purposely delaying it. Saying maybe you'll get tired, maybe you'll screw up, maybe you'll go home.
Yes, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, that's what they need.
So that's what they're doing. So,
exactly.
Yesterday I talked about it. I said you could do one of three things. You could sit on your hands and do nothing. You can go to immigration and say, hey, what's going on? You can go to your congressman, and you see what happens when you go to your congressman and you file a mandamus. I'm telling you, people need to go to court. All right? I'm so convinced. Hold on one second.
And it's gonna... Okay, sure.
Yeah, hold on one second. That's what needs to happen. Let's go to Abdul in the Bronx. Abdul.
Hello, Brad. Good evening.
Good evening.
I have a question for my friend.
Mm-hmm.
My friend is married to an American citizen, and she has filed I-130 for him, and it's still pending. Now the wife wants to change her last name from the husband's last name to her original last name. And I want to know how will this impact the application.
It's a modern world. She can choose to be any person she wants. She can use her maiden name. She can use her married name. It's a modern world. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Question number 2.
Yes.
I have a friend. He had an application, asylum interview for 2 years, 9 months now, and it's still pending. Is there anything you can do about it?
I'm like a broken record here. You mandamus it, but you only do a mandamus. You only do a mandamus if you have a good case to get approved. If you have a BS case, don't do it, because then you're just going to end up in deportation.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Hold on one second. Let's go to Mike in Morgantown, West Virginia. Mike.
Hi, Brian. How are you guys doing?
Good. What's going on?
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, I have a few questions. First question is it's about my work permit. It expires on 31st of May.
Where are you from?
Next month.
Where are you from?
I'm from Fiji.
You're from Fiji. What are you doing in West
Yeah,
Virginia?
Fiji.
A guy from Fiji in West
Working.
Virginia.
I'm working.
What do you do there?
I'm working in the oil field.
You work in the oil fields. Okay.
Yeah.
And so how do you have a work permit? Through what basis?
Before I moved to West Virginia, I was in California, and I applied for asylum.
Uh-huh.
So it was back in 2016.
Right. Okay. So did you get an interview yet?
Yeah, I got my work permit.
Did you get an interview for
Then
asylum?
I moved. Say what?
Did you get a interview for your asylum?
No, I didn't.
So then renew your work permit.
Yeah, I want to renew my work permit.
So go do it. You can keep renewing it till you get the interview. Now I have no idea. I have no idea what an asylum case would look like from Fiji. The only thing I know about Fiji is they got a lot of palm trees and beautiful beaches. But maybe there's a problem there in Fiji. I don't know.
I know, but the government is like.
Okay, you don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell me. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
But as long as you have a pending asylum, you can renew your work permit. You do it on an I-765.
Yeah, I did it last week on the.
All right. Well, you did it a little late.
Was it late?
Yeah, you should do it like at least 4 months before it expires.
Oh.
But what the law says is if you are renewing your work permit, as long as you have a receipt for the renewal and immigration hasn't made a decision on it, you are authorized to work for an additional 180 days. I assume that's what your question is. Okay, that's what the law says. Okay, so you're still legal to work pending resolution of your work permit.
So I can still get that before the 31st, right?
As long as you have a receipt before the 31st, You are authorized to work for an additional 180 days while immigration makes a decision.
Oh, okay. And the second question is, I was at your office on last week regarding my asylum case because I haven't got any feedback from the USCIS. And I want to hire a attorney, like, just to track my case. Where is it at right now? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
So hold on one second. If you had a consultation last week, you can still have another one. We can do it by phone tomorrow, and the next day we'll figure it out.
Okay.
All right, hold on one second.
Appreciate it.
All right. Let's go to Sean in Brooklyn, New York. Sean.
Yeah, hello.
How are you?
Hello, bro.
How you doing?
Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, good. Sorry, I have a 2 question for my brother. So he has an issue. I just want to know how he's going to work. He came to the United States on visiting visa in 2016 January. So by on June, he get married to U.S. citizen. Can you hear me?
I'm listening. Your brother came in on a visitor's visa. He got married in June. I'm listening. I'm waiting to hear what the problem is.
So but during that June, before he submitted his status, he was in a train going to work. So police arrested him. A lady said that he was touching his thigh in his train. So he was arrested.
What was he doing on a train? He was tying his tie?
No, he was going to work.
So why was he arrested on the train? What did he do wrong?
He was going to work. He was going to work.
And
so a lady said that in the crowded train, a lady said that he was touching his thigh. That my brother was touching his thigh in a train.
Your brother was touching a man's tie that you wear like this?
No. The women said my brother was touching his back thigh, as in he was touching his thigh, like his waist. The woman accused him like that.
Jonathan, do you understand what your brother did? I do hear you. I just don't understand you.
Say it one more
Say
time.
it
No,
one more
what I
time.
mean that like the woman said he was touching his back, like he was harassing him, like inside a crowded train.
Oh, so he was kind of like, the woman claimed he was like kind of fondling her in a crowd.
Maybe her butt.
Yeah, I understand. Oh, her butt.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Okay,
That
fine,
was
I
touching his
understand.
thigh.
Right.
So he just came to the country. That time I was not around. I traveled. So because he just came to the country, he doesn't know anything. He was arrested. So he was detained for like a day in a police station.
Right.
After he was detained, so he went to go and see the court, the judge, the following day. So he was paid $1,000 for bail bond.
Was he found guilty of anything?
No, actually, no. He was going to court. He was going to court for like a year. But after when they do the camera, they check everything. They couldn't find anything. So because he doesn't use a lawyer, because he doesn't get a lawyer, he just come to the country. He doesn't have money to get a lawyer, so he was using the court lawyer. So after he went to like jury. So jury said,
what was he found guilty of?
Say it again.
He was found guilty by a jury.
He was found guilty by a jury.
Of what?
But the judge,
of what?
That he did it. That he did it.
Okay, but I don't know what he was found guilty of. All right, so this is the story.
No. What I mean is that he's found guilty like
he was found guilty of
possible touching. Is it possible touching?
I don't know what that means. I don't know what penal law he was found guilty of. Okay?
He was found guilty on.
Sean, listen now.
Yes.
I don't know what touching means. Okay, there's no such thing as I was found guilty of touching. So if you don't...
possible touching and sexual harassment.
Okay.
That was, they said
okay.
he did.
All right, so what's the question?
The question was, so after he finished the case, after the case was finished, so he submitted his status, so he did the fingerprint, so he got a work permit. You understand?
What is the question? I don't want to hear any more facts. Just tell me the question. Okay. You've been talking for 10 minutes
now. The question was...
I got the story.
The question was that he not filed a vow because his wife was maltreating him during the marriage.
One second. The question. I don't want to hear any more facts.
Yeah, what I'm saying...
Give me the one-sentence question.
What he found guilty of, can it affect
I don't know what he was found guilty of. That's right. I knew this was coming. I have no idea. Of course it's going to affect him because A, he has to prove good moral character. But I don't know if he was found guilty of an inadmissible offense, if it's a petty offense. I have no idea.
No.
I don't know what... I need to see a disposition. Hold on one second. Hold on. Okay. After all of that, I told the man, I don't know what he was found guilty of.
Yeah.
I knew it. I need to see his disposition. Sam in Los Angeles, California.
Hi, Brad. Thank you for taking my call.
What's going on?
Yeah, just a question. Last year in April, I got an RFE about bona fide marriage.
Uh-huh.
Then we responded last year to the local office. But yesterday, I got an update on the online system. It says that they got my RFE yesterday, and NBC will be resume working on my file.
Okay.
What does that mean?
It means they received your response yesterday, but you're saying they didn't receive it
No, but
yesterday?
we sent it to the local office, and now it says it's in the NBC.
Okay, so they
Before it was
transferred they transferred the file from the local office back to the National Benefit Center. That's what it means. So there's somebody, an immigration officer. They transfer work around all the time. So they transfer.
I mean, before it was in Texas Center. From Texas, they transferred to local office, and local office sent us RFE, and now it's in NBC. And
what was the
does
RFE
that mean
for?
I'm gonna?
What was the RFE for? What they asked
It was for bona fide marriage.
Okay, so that's exactly what happened. Your case was sent to a local office, and the local office asked for evidence to prove it's a bona fide marriage. And then they took all of this information, and the officer who asked for it says, wow, I'm really freaking busy here. Hey, supervisor, what should I do? Supervisor says, send it back to the National Benefit Center. They got nothing to do there. So that's what happened. And now there's an officer who was reassigned, just like work gets reassigned.
Okay, does that mean I'm gonna have an interview or not?
It means you're going to have an interview after they review the bona fides of the marriage. They'll send it back to the local office. Everyone's getting an interview. All right?
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let's go to Elliot in Chicago, Illinois.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good, sir. I'm green card holder since 2012.
Right.
Also, I got DUI in 2017, April 2017.
Where?
July
in
2017. Huh?
You did it in Illinois, a DUI?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I got it in parking lot.
In a parking lot?
Yes, sir.
You can get a DUI in a parking lot. You can get a DUI sitting in a parked car as long as the engine's on.
Well, that was happened. Like
Yeah.
I've been driving in the parking lot because I just bought my car for like 15 days. So then I just heard some voices and.
Unfortunately, where you from, Elliot?
Excuse me?
Where you from?
Can I find that, please?
Where are you from? What country?
Africa.
Okay, so maybe the laws are different in Africa. I have no idea, but welcome to America. And this is in all 50 states. If you have alcohol on your breath and you're sitting in a car and the engine is running, whether you're in a parking lot, you're in your driveway, you're on public property, private property, it doesn't matter whether your car is moving or not. You could be arrested for DUI, DWI, whatever it is.
Okay, at that time I wasn't know, but I learned my license.
Right.
The problem is they gave me July. I plead guilty. They give me like court supervision for 18 months and court costs, fines, stuff.
Were you DUI, not DWI, right?
No, DUI.
Okay.
DUI. The only thing she worried me in the police report is say reckless. The guy, because who caught me?
Generally speaking, I don't know the penal law of every state, but I would say that the general rule is a DUI is not deportable, it's not inadmissible, a DWI is. You have a green card now. You want to file for your citizenship. It could impact moral character. It is highly unlikely that it's deportable or inadmissible, but it could affect moral character. It's highly unlikely it could affect your traveling. I would need to see the disposition to read the section of law and your punishment that you received before I can tell you 100% that what I'm telling you is 100%.
Okay. Okay, sir.
All right. So hold on 1 second, okay?
Okay.
All right. I wish in my next life I'm going to come back and memorize the penal codes of every state jurisdiction in the entire United States of America.
Yeah, that'd be a
so
lot.
when people call me and ask me these questions, like, oh yes, of course.
Right.
Chicago Penal Law 226, of course, I know that one. All right. Frank in Orange County, California. Frank. Let's go. We'll come back to Frank. Abigail in Detroit, Michigan. Abigail.
Hey, hi.
How you
Thank
doing?
you for answering. I was just asking because I want to sponsor a spouse, but I want to know like what do I need? Like, do I need like financial evidence? Like, how much do I need in my account to say I can bring them over here and support them? Like, is there a certain amount I need to say that I have, or how that goes?
Well, it's not so much how much money you have in your account; it's what your income is on your tax return. So my question to you is, if you want to share us how rich or poor you are, how much did you earn last year?
Like last year,
Yeah.
like 25.
45,000.
Yeah.
How many dependents on your tax return?
Well, just one, and I got a child on here, but it's not mine, but it's like my niece.
What's a dependent niece? Fine. So you're a family of 3 people. You make enough money. So just show your tax returns for the last 3 years. That's all you need.
Okay, so even if it's my niece.
Yep. 45,000 with a family of 3 is 125% above the poverty level. You're fine.
Oh, okay. Also, do you think I should wait till they get here on a visa to marry them, or just go marry them there and then start filing for them and have them come over here?
Well, if they come on a visa with the intent of marrying you and getting a green card, they will certainly be denied and never get a green card in their entire life, because you can't come on a visitor's visa with the intent of getting married.
Okay, thank you.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's go to... Whoop. She didn't want to hear the rest of it. Frank in Orange County. Frank.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi there. Yes, actually, first of all, I'm a Canadian citizen, and I've been working back and forth in U.S. using my TN visa, and I never committed any crime or any violence of the law.
Good. Mazel tov.
In 2003, I applied for immigration visa through my sister, who is a U.S. citizen.
Right. And she
In
sponsored you. She
2012.
sponsored you for a very long time. You waited on a waiting list, correct?
Yeah. No, actually, yeah, I mean, there is some more into it. And in 2012, I was
in 2012, your sister
accepted,
sponsored you, or in 2012 you went to the embassy after waiting a
no,
long
no,
time?
no. In 2016, October 2016, I went to the U.S. Embassy in Montreal.
All right.
And
Stop,
for the interview.
Stop, because you're not
Yeah,
answering my
sure.
questions. You're on a TN visa. You're going back and forth. You never committed a crime. So your sister sponsored you in 2002, 2003, 2004, and you go to the U.S. Embassy in 2016 because finally, after waiting 12, 14 years, you're eligible for your green card. Is that what happened?
Yes.
Okay.
That is correct.
And now you go to the U.S. Embassy in Canada, and what do they say?
First of all, I mean, so before going to the interview, they asked for all the documents, information. I did the medical exams and everything.
Let's cut, Frank.
On the day of the interview,
Frank, be quiet again now. Let's cut through all of the junk. What did the embassy say? Why did they deny you?
Okay, they in the interview. I mean, actually, it looks like they were all going to give us the visa, and then all of a sudden he asked a question: did you ever went to military service? And I said yes. And said, okay, where is your documents? I said I didn't bring them because you didn't ask them. He said, okay, so you have to give us the original.
Where are you from, Frank? Originally, are you a Canadian citizen, or are you from somewhere else originally?
I am a Canadian citizen, but I'm not born in Canada.
Were you ever in the Canadian military?
No.
Where were you born?
In Iran.
In Iran. Were you in the military in Iran?
mean, just as a 2 years mandatory, every young boy, they have to go to the military service.
Okay, right. So now the problem is that the United States is technically at war with Iran, and now you are in the Iranian military, but they would throw you in jail if you didn't go.
Actually,
so they found you inadmissible because you were in the Iranian military?
they didn't deny me, actually.
What happened?
They said you have to provide us the documents. So as soon as I came back to my home, I provided the documents. I FedExed it to them, and in 24 hours they got the documents. And then, but from that day on, I am under the administrative processing.
Since 2016?
Sorry?
Since 2016, you're under administrative processing?
Since 2016. I mean, the only way to contact them is just by email. Whenever I email them, they just looks like they copy and paste of the previous things.
At what point are you going to get frustrated and get a lawyer involved? It's 3 years
actually,
now.
After 2 or 3 months, because, I mean, basically on the interview time, they said your case might take a little bit more than the normal cases, but actually I didn't know that a little bit from their definition is more than 3 years.
So my question to you is, at what point are you going to get a good lawyer involved? Maybe you have a lawyer, but a good lawyer involved.
I never got a lawyer. That's what I'm starting to see.
Frank, you need a lawyer, okay? Immigration, you know, I said it earlier, a visa delayed is a visa denied, okay? And unless they have a reason to believe that you participated either as a terrorist or as some anti-American activity, they have to give you a green card. And they're just kicking the can down the road and say, screw it, Frank eventually he'll give up. Maybe he'll die. Maybe he'll forget about this. As Trump says, we don't want you from these shithole countries. And Iran's not a shithole country.
What is my right for this?
So what you need to do is two things. One, you get a lawyer involved so we can contact the embassy and start putting pressure on them. And if they refuse to follow through after, we start contacting the embassy and getting, greasing the wheels. And I mean, when I say greasing the wheels, it's not like you're paying anybody off. It's speaking to people and being a pain in the ass and getting to the right person. And if after 2-3 months can't seem to figure you out and can't seem to get this resolved for you, then your sister, not you, your sister has standing to file a mandamus as a U.S. citizen here. They can't delay you for 3 years. They got to make a decision, and if they can't make a decision in 3 years, then they got to give you a thumbs up or thumbs down. If they give you thumbs down, they better have a good reason for it. They just can't say you're from Iran, we don't want to give you a green card, which is basically what they're saying.
Yes, the answer, which is almost the same, I get from the U.S. Embassy. They say because it's under the administrative process.
Frank, I know you said this already, so I just told you what to do. Hold on, you need a lawyer. All right. With that said, I want people to watch. I want people to watch this. And if you watch on a regular basis, we've been discussing mandamuses and how Abadir is suing the government on behalf of people who have been waiting more than 12 months for their adjustment of status appointments. So here's another short clip. And this is what we're talking about. Maybe 10 out of the last 20 questions were mandamus.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So here's another short clip where Abadir and I explain what mandamuses are and how they can be life-changing. We've talked about this in multiple episodes before.
Right.
Tell us again, what is a mandamus?
A writ of mandamus is a lawsuit to the federal courts, because immigration is federal law and the federal courts have jurisdiction, and that act gives the federal judge the power to mandate USCIS to discharge their non-discretionary statutory duty of processing the application. So, in other words, it's layman terms for saying they have to give an up and down vote on that.
It's a federal judge saying to a lower administrative body, make a decision.
Yes, and it's an order.
And you better do it because it's a federal order. You'd be in violation of a federal judge.
Right.
Now, what do you say to people? Because I know there's a lot of people out there, they say, Brad, listen, I'm married. I don't want to fool around with the government.
Yeah.
I want to live here for the rest of my life.
Right.
I'll just wait. I don't care if I wait 10 years. I have nowhere to go back home. I'm not suing the government to go get deported.
Yes.
That's not happening.
Right.
What do you say to people like that?
The exact opposite actually happens. When you sue the federal government, it makes sure that your application is properly processed, because now they have more eyes on them. They have the superiors at USCIS saying this is what they call a litigation case, so they take special care of it. They have a federal judge overlooking it, and if they screw it up, we're back in federal court saying it was improperly denied.
So really, it actually adds protection to it, because a lot of times people say, hey Brad, do I need a lawyer to go with me on an adjustment interview? And I say, absolutely. Why do you need a lawyer to go with you on an adjustment interview? The lawyer's not going to be answering any questions. The lawyer's just sitting there. So why, you're going to be the one answering the questions. The reason is because you're in a box with an immigration officer who has total power over you. And there's nobody in that box looking at that immigration officer.
Yes.
You could look at that immigration officer the wrong way and say, and the officer could say, you know what? I don't believe it's a real marriage. You're denied. I don't think you have good moral character. You look left instead of looking right. Immigration officer can do whatever they want because there's nobody overlooking and nobody hearing what they're saying to you and what you're saying to them. That's why you have a lawyer there.
Yes, to protect your rights.
To protect your rights. Now, when you sue them in federal court, not only do you have a lawyer there to protect your rights, you also have a federal judge overlooking them, making sure that they better follow the law.
Right.
So as a matter of fact, it's added protection,
yes,
not less protection.
Yes. Yeah.
Because people have in their mind, well, if I sue them, then they're going to screw me and I have nobody there to protect me.
Yes.
But as a matter of fact, you have a lawyer and a federal judge who ordered the Immigration Service to do your case, protecting you.
Right. I'll give you an example. So I had a case one time where we went in, they denied the medical, I ended up suing in federal court. We came back, we did the interview again, and then the officer was trying to still give them a hard time and all that. So I just told the officer, you know what, you can write whatever you want in your notes, but you better stand by those notes. Because if you don't, I'm hauling your ass into federal court, and I'm going to depose you, and you better have an explanation for why you denied this. And it better be a legal basis. The next day,
so what happened?
Approved.
Right.
The next day. Because they don't have a legal basis to deny. She was mad, she was whatever, she didn't, like my client, she was prejudiced, but at the end of the day, she thought to herself, do I want everything I'm writing in this? Do I want a federal judge overlook? Do I want to be in federal court? I'm a civil servant. I don't want this kind of,
Do you know how many times clients have come in to me and said, I went on my adjustment interview by myself, I don't think the officer liked me and denied me? It happens all the time.
Yes, yeah. You need an attorney with you at your interviews, and then having a lawsuit puts them on the spot to properly adjudicate your application. Otherwise, you can just wait for years. And like I say, a visa delayed is a visa denied. So things will, you think you're okay now, but you're not in solid footing. So tomorrow, if it's marriage-based, you and your wife can have problems. I've had issues where sometimes the petitioner passes away, right? And then if the I-130 and 45 people file conjunctively, and if the I-130 is not approved, then we can step in for reinstatement. I've had tons of those cases, and those cases are actually the ones that are waiting the longest, where you just mentioned, Brad, where somebody has gone through immigration court, their case was terminated. Typically, this was in the Obama administration. After it was terminated, so the immigration court terminated their case and said, go to USCIS to do your adjustment interview. And it got remanded to USCIS. It stayed with USCIS for years, and just got shelved somewhere in storage. 3, 4, 5 years later, they've come to see me, said, what can I do? In those cases, I filed pretrial litigation, and they say, oh, well, we just forgot about it. Imagine that. You think you're waiting because immigration is backlogged, but then you realize, no, they threw your case in some shelf and forgot about you for 4 years. And you could have had your green card earlier, and by having your green card earlier, you also could have applied for citizenship earlier too.
True. And you could have, and then maybe voted for someone other than Trump.
Right.
Okay, now, let me ask you this question. How long do these lawsuits take from the time that you get hired to the time you file a lawsuit to the time is it going to be another year?
No.
Is it going to be another 9 months?
Weeks.
Weeks.
Between
not even months. You're counting weeks.
Weeks, yes.
To finish up your case.
Right.
Give me an example of literally weeks.
When I file these mandamuses that have been sitting around for years, start to end is less than 6 weeks for them to get the interview.
So it's basically, people call this show all the time and say, Brad, how do I expedite my case? I'm tired of waiting.
Yes.
So what you do.
Yes, yes.
And it's actually better because now you have a federal judge and an attorney overseeing to make sure that the Immigration Service follows their rules and follows their regulations.
When you file, and usually it doesn't even go all the way through litigation, but they typically will get you your interview within a month. And then I set up the case, it takes me a couple weeks, so 6 weeks. less than 2 months tops.
So, Abigail, let me ask you this question. Okay, people out there, they've been waiting for more than a year.
Yes.
What happens if they don't live in New York? They live in California, they live in Florida, they live in Georgia, they live in Alabama.
Yes. Well, like
Can
I
you
said,
still handle
yes,
it?
Because immigration is federal law, so the federal courts have jurisdiction. So I just sue in whatever jurisdiction they live in.
So all 50 states?
All 50 states.
You can call Abigail?
Yes, correct.
And what do you tell people who are waiting more than 12 months for their adjustment interview, who are tired of waiting? What do you tell people who have family members who are tired of waiting and they've been waiting for more than 12 months? What do you tell them to do?
I tell them call ASAP. Why would you want to keep waiting for years for your application to be processed when you're immediately eligible for a visa?
Exactly. Why would you want to wait years when you're immediately eligible?
Yeah.
You're immediately eligible to adjust as an immediate relative, asylum, everything. There's no reason to wait years and years and years and years and years. With that said, I do have to wish Donald Horton on YouTube, 41 years old. Happy birthday to you. Enjoy.
Yes.
He's watching our show and enjoying his birthday.
Absolutely.
So happy birthday, Donald. And I do have to remind everybody also about Instagram.
Yes.
We're going to be building up our Instagram very soon. You can see a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. Sydney, who doesn't have a nickname here yet, so we'll call it Sydney for now. Sydney's going to be dealing with a lot of our behind-the-scenes stuff. You can watch it on Instagram at Bradshaw Live. You can also follow me. You can also follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein. And I will promise you this, and you can ask the people in the Brad Squad. If I know who you are as a member of the Brad Squad, I'll follow you back. I promise you that. And Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias, your Instagram as well?
Yes, my Instagram is Yonathan Elias TV. Follow your boy.
All right. And Yonathan, Marge Higgs is our statistician.
Yes.
She is our unpaid statistician.
Yes.
She says we are stuck on 93 shares
We
for
are.
at least 45 minutes now. Can you ask people just to do us a quick favor?
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, guys, we have been stuck on 93 shares for a little bit longer than we should be. So what we're going to do right now, before the show is over, let's share. Everybody that's watching right now, let's double it. We could double that easily. All right, so share the button. Press the share button and share it to anybody's page. Try and share it to someone else's page now. Don't share it to the same person, and also share it in an inbox, all right? So we can get those numbers up. Get the last bit of social media questions for our social media round. We might even do 2 for you if you guys actually share. All right, so share right now, all right? And also, of course, on YouTube, we love that you guys are sharing on there. Copy the link and send it to anybody's WhatsApp or a text message blast, so you could also just share it straight to your social media platform.
Oh, that was fast.
Mm-hmm.
That's done. All right, so now, what is this? Do you know an immigration lawyer, Waikuku Boogie Night? No, I don't.
No.
I know the movie Boogie Night.
I do, but that's not what it says. Book night.
All right.
Yeah, that's not Boogie
He says
Night.
I'm a great lawyer. Okay, thank you.
Oh, okay.
All right, maybe he
Good.
watches our show.
Great.
All right, he's a great man too. All right, with that said, yeah, let us know your birthdays. Turn my mic up. Turn my mic up. I can't turn my mic up because the battery's dead. Dead. So with that, we can't do social media.
All right.
Until someone comes in here with some batteries.
Well, we got batteries coming, so what I'm gonna do, I'll just talk to everybody. All right, you guys, we also want you guys to interact on Facebook right now, okay? So if you are watching, make sure you press that like, love, sad face, mad face, happy face, mad, whatever you're feeling, make sure you show that. And everybody right now, if you have a question, make sure you put it in the comments because we are about to go and do our social media round.
All right, we're back. Jilly Bean. She was like the Flash.
Right, I didn't even see her come in.
Like the female Flash. She came in with batteries. She changed my batteries. We're ready to go now.
Yes.
It's something we like to call social media checking.
All right, our first one comes from Sasha Gay 91 saying, I'm not legally married to my daughter's father, but he has been abusive. Can I self-petition VAWA?
If you're not legally married, no. But if he is arrested for any sort of assault on you, you can do a U visa. But you have to be married to him.
All right, Tyra on Instagram says, I'm from Jamaica and I'm in the same-sex marriage. My partner and I filed the I-130, I-765, and I-485. I did my biometrics on October 29th. And when I called USCIS, they said my receipt number isn't pulling up. Anything their system, I should write to the Vermont Service Center for information. And when I checked online, it says fingerprint fee was received on the 9th of October and is going on 6 months now. And I haven't received a work permit or any update about the filing.
Well, it sounds like there's something amiss going on and you should come see us.
Rose says, my auntie was here twice and stayed longer than the departure date because she had to assist me with my newborn baby. She stayed longer than the visa expiration date. We applied for her again from Liberia. She was denied. What can we do? I'm skeptical of applying again.
Well, you can't get a visitor's visa for her because she overstayed her time. They're not going to give her another visa. This is her mom?
Her aunt.
Her aunt. There's nothing you can do for an aunt, unfortunately. She should not have overstayed her time and left and then think that she's going to get a new visa.
Okay. Ashburn says, I applied for a change of status as my wife filed for me, but my authorized time to stay is about to expire, i.e. my 194.
If he's married to a U.S. citizen, just file the adjustment. Don't worry about it.
So do they need to an extension? No extension?
No. If you're married to a U.S. citizen, if your time expired or it's about to expire, just file an adjustment. You're safe.
All right. Ormal says, a friend of mine was married to his U.S. citizen wife in a bona fide marriage, applied to remove condition on his green card, but in the process got a divorce and then got a letter to show more evidence. Where does he go from there?
Say it again?
So the friend of mine was married to a U.S. citizen in a bona fide marriage, and then they applied to remove condition on his green card, but in the process got a divorce.
As long as if you got a divorce, that's fine. You can let immigration know that you're divorced. You'll convert your case from a joint application to a waiver application. And when you get a divorce, nobody says that you have to stay in an unhappy marriage for life. All you have to do is prove you're divorced and that it was a real marriage when you got your green card.
All right, JC says, I'm on a work permit for 5 years. After 5 years, I need to go back to my home country, Jamaica. However, I'm planning to marry my spouse. Should I apply for a waiver first or marry first?
What's the problem?
I want a work permit for 5 years. After the 5 years, I need to go back to the home country, Jamaica. However, planning to marry the spouse. Should he file the waiver first or marry first?
Well, if he's on a work permit, why doesn't he just stay here and adjust his status here?
Because they're going back to the home country, need to go back.
But we can get advance parole and travel with advance parole.
Okay.
But you can get married here and then go home and wait 18 months. You can do that too. Either one.
Okay. All right, it's about 4 a.m. on Instagram says, is it true that during the medical screening that's required before the interview, the doctor observes your body for tattoos or gang-related tattoos, documents it within the sealed envelope?
I never heard that.
Okay, Paula says, my nephew was born here when his parents were diplomats, and he had an American passport, but was taken back
because he was only a green card holder. Yeah, because if you're married, if you were born to a diplomat in the United States, it's the only time that you're born in the United States and you don't become an automatic U.S. citizen. So if you're born and your in the United States and your parents are diplomats, you're a green card holder, not a citizen.
Okay.
Is that what he's asking?
When he was 8 years old, he's now 26. How can he go about becoming a legal citizen since he was born here and has not left the country in the past 10 years?
He's a green card holder.
Okay, maybe they don't know that because they didn't say that.
And then when he's 18 years old, he can naturalize.
Okay, but he's 26 now.
Then he is a green card holder.
Mm-hmm.
As long as he remained in the United States, he should have a green card, and now he can naturalize because he's been here for more than 5 years. He's over 18.
All right. Tamara says, my husband got his 2-year and moved and got someone pregnant. And then we got a divorce before our 2-year anniversary. Do you think he can get a 10-year green card?
Yes, as long as you can prove it was a real marriage when you got your green card. There's no, as I said before, you don't have to prove or stay in an unhappy marriage for life. You just got to prove it was a real marriage when you got your green card and you're divorced.
Okay, Belkacem says, I have an expired green card. Now, 1, can I travel outside the USA with the I-751? And 2, do I have to schedule an InfoPass appointment?
You can travel outside the United States with an I-751 as long as you have that letter that says your green card's extended for 18 months. You travel with that letter and the expired green card.
Okay, Overcoming says, hey Brad, I'm on a I-485, or just on an I-485 question, 16 and 17. Have you ever worked without authorization and violated the terms of your status? Do you need to write a statement or just check the box?
Check the box.
Cammie Campbell says, afternoon, Brad. Question is it possible I'm living in Maryland, have a pending adjustment of status, but my son is in Jamaica and I received a letter stating he's going to have to do surgery. My question is, can I ask USCIS to expedite the advanced parole with that?
You can ask for an expedite. You can bring the medical records and try to do it. Certainly you can try. There's no guarantee that they would do it, though. You have to go to your local office to do it.
Okay, Asgar says, hey Brad, now my brother is applying for citizenship and he has two under 18, I guess, year-old kids. Do they pay citizenship fees as adult or not?
You file an adjustment. If you're filing an adjustment with your parent, you're under 14, you get a cheaper fee.
All right, our last one for this round. GT says, for my friend with the AC-21 after 180 days, what is the requirement from the new employer? 1, supplement, J2, offer letter, or 3, both?
All right, so what they're asking is this.
Yeah.
They have, this person got sponsored an employment-based case, filed an adjustment application. What the law says is under AC-21, you can change employers after 180 days and have the new employer complete the case. The way the new employer completes the case is just gives you a new job letter, but you got to make sure it's in the same job and at the same prevailing wage or a higher prevailing wage as if then you got sponsored, same job duties.
So is it an offer letter?
It's an offer letter.
Okay, so what are the specifics required to be outlined in that letter?
Your job duties, as I said, have to be the same as the job sponsor. So in other words, if you got sponsored as a botanist, you better have job duties as a botanist and not as an auto mechanic. So you have to outline the exact job duties, and it should mimic what is in the sponsorship. And if not, then it's not a good person to switch jobs to. Number 2, you got to be paid the prevailing wage that's in that labor application or a higher wage. And it has to show that this is a job that's going to be permanent in nature.
All right.
That's it for now.
That's it for now.
All right, so Yonathan, we're going to come back to the rest of the questions in our speed round. I'm going to answer as many questions as I can in under 5 minutes. All right, we're trying to get Guinness Book of World Records involved here. In the meantime, Yonathan went out on the street to test New Yorkers' knowledge of inventions. Most of us use every day in another edition of Who Invented It? American Born or Immigrant. Let's watch.
What's up, Brad Squad? It's your boy Yonathan Elias out here in the streets of New York. We're gonna play another edition of Who Invented It? American Born or Immigrant. So this is an amazing game where we find out where some of your favorite inventors actually come from. So I want you guys to play along as I test some of these New Yorkers. Let's go. Now, Wikipedia, was it invented by someone from the United States, Russia, Argentina, or Australia?
I think it was Russia. I think American born.
Was the inventor United States, Russia, Argentina, or Australia?
Wikipedia, WikiLeaks is Julian Assange, so Australia.
In 2001, Americans Jimmy Wells and Larry Sanger helped launch the Digital Encyclopedia. Today, it's used for everything from term papers to settling arguments at the dinner table. As a matter of fact, we got all the facts from Wikipedia today. WhatsApp. United States, Ukraine, China, or Slovakia?
China.
I'm gonna guess United States.
I think it was an Englishman, an immigrant.
I'll say Ukraine.
Good job. All right. Yeah, you got that. Ukrainian Jan Koum started off as a cleaner in a grocery store, but a little thing called WhatsApp changed all of that. Koum is the revolutionary app's co-founder and CEO. In 2014, he sold his Facebook Incorporated, acquired WhatsApp in 2014 for $19 billion, making Koum a very, very successful man. Cell phones. Is the inventor from the United States? Is the inventor from China? Is the inventor from Japan or Taiwan?
Maybe from China?
Cell phones. Japan?
Is it Japan?
That's what I thought was the United States. Dr. Martin Cooper invented the first mobile phone as vice president of Motorola in 1973. The first call ever placed on the first mobile phone invented was to his main competitor at Bell Labs. He wanted to let them know that Motorola had beaten them to become the first company to design a successful mobile phone. If that's not petty, I don't know what is. I like that. Theory of relativity was the inventor from the United States, Austria, Switzerland, or Germany.
That's Einstein, right?
Yeah.
I think it's Austrian. Is he? Or Switzerland? Oh boy. I'll take Switzerland.
Relativity. That Einstein?
Yes.
He's both U.S. and German. So, but U.S. I'll go for German.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what Einstein said?
What?
Those who say they never failed mean they never tried anything new.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
See, I could be smart sometimes.
A name synonymous for genius. German-born Albert Einstein fathered modern physics. Discovered the world's most famous equation, E equals mc squared. Developed the special theory of relativity and a lot of other things people who are scientists need to learn. He moved around the world living in Italy, Switzerland, Austria, and Belgium before finally settling in the United States, but was actually born in Germany. The Pulitzer Prize.
Yeah, Pulitzer Prize is American because he was an editor here in New York.
United States, France, Turkey, or Hungary?
Hungary.
Yes, got it.
I really don't know, but I'm going to guess United States or Hungary.
Hungary. I'll give it to you. Hungary. After his father's death in Hungary, Joseph Pulitzer's family was left impoverished. After being enlisted by American military recruiters, he arrived in the United States at 17 to fight in the Civil War for the Lincoln Cavalry. Although he didn't know how to speak English, when he arrived, Pulitzer became the most prominent journalist of his day, and his techniques are still the standard for modern journalism. Today, he's best known for starting the Pulitzer Prize. The award goes to the best journalists, writers, and photographers out there, and was founded by Joseph after his impressive career in journalism. Both speakers, United States, Canada, South Africa, and India.
Bose. Canada?
South Africa.
United States, Canada, South Africa, or India?
Bosk. Is it India? I'm not sure.
Amor Bose is from America.
I believe that was South African.
United States.
Oh, man.
Amar Bose is a first-generation United States citizen born to an immigrant family in Pennsylvania in 1929. His father was Bengali Hindu, an Indian freedom revolutionary who had fled from persecution by the British police to the U.S. Today, Bose employs almost 12,000 people, has contracts with both NASA and the military, is highly sought after in the commercial market, and brought in more than $3 billion worth of revenue in 2015. That boy rich. Ferris wheel. Was it invented by someone from the United States, France, South Korea, or Brazil?
French. Thanks. France.
Harris.
The gods of Facebook do not want to know who invented it, Yonathan.
Right.
We're going to go into our social media speed round. Before that, I saw somebody was online was complaining about legal fees. What am I doing for poor people?
Yeah.
I'm doing this. Okay, we are a for-profit law firm. I wish we lived in a world where somebody else was able to pay me but you, then of course I would help you. But I have to pay my lawyers, I have to pay paralegals, I got to pay Jilly, I got to pay Yonathan. This whole thing costs money. It doesn't happen out of poof, right. out of thin air. I wish it did. And if it did, of course, I would be more than happy to help you. But I'm not the only good lawyer in the world, and hopefully you're able to find a good lawyer that you're able to afford. And I wish, obviously, you the best of luck. I don't know anything about him or his case, though.
I mean, for the simple fact that he is commenting in, and I'm going to be nice, but for the simple fact that he's commenting in a comment section of a free show where you're giving free advice, kind of answers This question.
I don't know. I mean, I wish the man the best of luck.
Yeah.
You could either afford. You know, I wish I could do it for free. Unfortunately,
I mean, but this is doing it for free. What you're doing right now
I think
is.
so. I mean, you know, I help more people than any other lawyer for free in America.
Right. I would love for him to put down lawyers that do the same thing.
Exactly.
Maybe then you'll have a case.
Right. But sometimes whatever you do.
Yeah.
It's not
I could be mean because I ain't the lawyer. I'll be mean because I see what he does.
You know what they say is you're only as good as your last deed, Yonathan.
Yeah, there you go.
You're only as good as your last deed. All right, let's do some good deeds.
Yes.
All
yeah.
right,
Continue.
We're going to continue to do some good deeds, and we're going to do something called social media speed round, and that's also skipping as well.
It's probably the TriCaster.
The TriCaster is skipping.
So we'll just go into it.
But believe me when I tell you, there were supposed to be cars that go around in a circle. It was a very cool graphic. How many questions we got for 5 minutes?
We got about 30-something.
30-something in 5 minutes? We're going to try to do as many as we can in 5 minutes. That's the most we have before the TriCaster blows up.
Yeah, right.
All right, you ready? Are you ready? Take a deep breath.
All right.
Do not try to explain anything away.
Let me get a drink.
All right, just drink and let's go. You ready? Kim the other day, she was giving me whole explanations. I go, Kim, we got a clock.
I ain't doing that.
Right.
Because I'm trying to get my name on the Guinness Book of World Records.
You ready?
Yes.
Let's go.
Juliet says, Form I-797C means what? My married...
It's a receipt notice.
Okay.
It can mean anything.
I-130 approved. How long will we wait to apply for the green card?
I don't know who's filed for you.
Okay. Iala says, hey, 1 DUI 417, April 17th.
We spoke to him on the phone.
Got you. Claire Beauty says, it's been 13 months and 24 days since I applied for my I-485.
Mandamus.
Okay. Kadisha says, I have a U.S. visa on the third time traveling to the U.S. I was stopped at the airport immigration, got 2 weeks entry, and was told not to travel again for a year. They also wrote no AUS, no CU. Okay.
No adjustment of status.
Okay, no CUS?
No change of status, no adjustment of status.
Okay, no extension. Was also told that I was put in the system so I can be able to stay in the States for 2 months.
2
now,
weeks.
Huh?
2 weeks or 2 months?
2 months or overstay. I would overstay. It's real messed up. I want to apply for my kid's visa, but I want to know, will this affect their chances of getting it?
Yes, because you've been traveling way too much into the U.S. That's why you got stopped like that.
Okay, Krista says, I'm still waiting for my EAD. No updates yet. That it was approved or not. Currently pending green card application filed December 20th, 2018 through marriage.
It's taking 6 months. You won't hear till June.
Okay, so the question is, can I work while waiting for an EAD?
Yeah, you can work out of status. It's not going to affect your green card.
They already have a social security card.
It's not going to affect your green card. You can work out of status. You're not working legally, but you can work out of status.
Okay, Prince says, if you file for your citizenship, are you investigated before or after the interview to be denied or approved?
Usually at the time of the interview.
Ken Kibbett says, any news on VAWA?
It has passed the House. We're waiting for the Senate to pass it. We expect it to pass, and eventually it's going to come law before the end of September.
Okay, Ashburn says, what's the time between filing for adjustment of status to receiving employment authorization to green card?
5.5 months for a work permit, and adjustments right now are taking 6-7 months, really.
Medu03 says, I sent in my I-485 along with my I-765 in the same package to the Chicago office. Should I send it separately to the Dallas office?
Why are you sending it separately to the Dallas office? Just one time, that's it. Chicago lockbox, that's it.
London, I applied for my removal of 2-year green card conditional, and I got the extension letter, but it's 2 months now, and I didn't get the biometric notice. How long do you think it'll take? Is this normal?
This is 7. What was this? What kind of form?
The 2-year green card conditional removal.
Normal. It's normal. Don't worry. You got the extension notice. That's the most important.
Okay. Alai says, can you please explain what does it mean when you move your adjustment of status to National Benefit Center and why?
Just means they're shifting around work.
Okay. Balaeb says, okay, my wife did not make enough money last year, 2018. Would it be okay?
Affidavit of support from someone else.
Okay. Copper Clan says, I applied for my renewal of EAD almost a month ago, but received no notification. My previous EAD is expiring in 2 months. What should I do? My AOS is still pending and it has 14 months since filing.
Just keep working, and you have a 180-day extension beyond the expiration of your work permit. If you have a pending new work permit application, 14 months, you watched Abadir more than 12 months, file a mandamus if you want.
Also, it's been 2 years since I'm married to a U.S. citizen. I tried to get my info pass, and it says we can't take info pass at all because of the new USCIS policy.
Exactly.
Okay.
You file a mandamus.
Okay, Rudra says, hello, Brad. My question is, I'm overstayed my visa, but I want to travel to my country. My advanced parole is going to be a problem while I return back. Is it going to be a problem?
As long as you got it legally, no.
Okay, Nicole says, asking for a friend, what papers does her employer have to do to sponsor her for a green card, and how much?
That's a consultation. It's a job sponsorship. You would need a consultation.
Marge Higgs says, asking for a friend, she can't get a driver's license in New York where she lives. Would you advise her to go to another state where she can get it?
No.
Kai says, do you have any idea why USCIS wouldn't issue a work permit after 6 months of doing biometrics, and is that legal for them to do?
It's not legal for them to do, but maybe you screwed up the application.
Follow up, will I be able to file a mandamus if I'm in a bona fide marriage and application for adjustment has been pending for 7 months now?
You can if you choose to, but it's generally better case after 12 months.
Ash says, what does that mean for the eligibility category C9?
That means you have a pending adjustment. And there you got 5 minutes.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
Yo-Yo Elias. We're going to save
Yes.
We have something called comments of the day.
Yes, we do.
We do? We have no graphic for comments of the day. We do have graphic for comments of the day. That one's working. Thank God.
That is working. All right, our first one comes from Anita Martinez on YouTube saying, thank you. Sorry about my English and writing. I'm learning. I live in Kentucky, but I'm from Peru. Hump, hump, of course, I know. That is nice. That is nice. That shows that, listen, language is not going to separate us.
That's right.
She got it. All right, our second one comes from Carol Anderson, the Tiger, on Facebook saying, only the Brad Team Show you can hear these immigration stories, or only on the Brad Team Show you can hear these immigration stories, and that why they all need a great lawyer. They need someone like Brad to help them, so call everyone. You wouldn't lose out.
All right, very nice.
Sorry, I can't see these.
What, you need glasses
today? Sheesh.
Right, I think you gotta get your eyes checked, man.
Right.
I'm watching you squint to try to get it.
Let me make these bigger. Now I got it. Now for our third one, we have one from Kali saying, best immigration show ever. We appreciate you, Brad.
All right, very good. Yeah, now that you got it
there,
bigger.
Look, see how big it is now.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, now you can do it.
All right, and now we have one from Tamika Nelson saying, Brad's a psychic. I'm now convinced he can read people's minds.
I can, and Tamika,
can you?
The only thing I can't read is what your Instagram account is, so send me a DM so I know who you are. All she does is complain that I don't follow her back, but I don't know who she is.
Ah, see? But I thought you can read people's minds.
I can't read
You can't read that.
Yeah.
And our last comment of the day comes from Marge Higgs, of course, Glamour, saying, nothing should be dead on hump day. I'm just saying. I like that.
That was about my batteries. That was about the batteries.
That's
yes. Right. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back live tomorrow at 5:30 or probably a couple minutes after. See you then. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465.